Excuse me. What about the alt-left that came charging at the, as you say, the alt-right? Do they have any semblance of guilt?
Defeating the radical left, the Marxists, the anarchists, the agitators, the looters, and people who, in many instances, have absolutely no clue what they are doing.
As much as I can enjoy a day like Tuesday, where the radical left lunatics, maniacs, and perverts had me indicted and arrested for no reason whatsoever, there was no crime. You know, they take over countries, okay? And we're not letting them take over the USA. We're not letting the radical left morons take over this country. You can't let that happen. The problem is from the left, it's not from the right. Big problem from the left. It's from within our country. That's a bigger, in my opinion, a bigger danger than China or Russia.
The shared goal is ultimately the destruction of America, its institutions, and the values that we all here cherish. And the bigger threat is the far left in this situation, because who controls the institutions? Who has the power in this country? The left.
I'm a Democrat. I hate what I see out of the far left. I'm not a squad member.
It shouldn't surprise you that Fox News is running with Trump's narrative about the left in America, since he's always seen us as his biggest threat. And the more you think about it, it's no longer the flex that he thinks it is.
Civil war, they want civil war.
Who's they?
The globalists. Let's go there. Let's talk about the globalists. Biden's not punching this down. Obama and Soros and all these other guys that people don't even talk about. We know who they are now.
People are saying we're headed toward civil war. Do you believe that?
Yes, we are headed toward, doomsday.
Tell me about that.
It's actually really scary. We need to have people stand up and say, hey, enough is enough, and take our country back. And hopefully Trump can get in there and get it done.
We're in a civil war already, and blood has been shed. It's a revolution. It's the new American Revolution. Ashley Babbitt is the Crispus Attucks of the new American Revolution. And she wasn't the only one who died.
Taking a step back for a moment, just think about the absurdity of the lengths Trump's base is willing to go to defend and justify their love for a man who really couldn't care less about improving their lives.
If there were no Secret Service agents around, I would jump in front of the gunman. Yes, I would.
Do you think he would do that for you?
I think he gave us a great country. Yeah, Donald Trump is a great, kind, decent, generous man. And
do you think he would take a bullet for you?
Well, I don't know if he'd take a bullet for you, maybe.
I don't care if he is in a jail cell. I am one of those people that will vote for him no matter what. Because
how do you feel about the concept of law and order in general?
I agree with law and order. I am 100%.
Do you feel that if he's convicted, though, that wouldn't change your mind?
He won't be convicted.
But if he was.
But he won't.
How would you feel about him being a dictator?
I probably wouldn't be pissed about that at all.
You'd be okay with Trump being a dictator?
I'd be okay with it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The other day, Donald Trump said on his first day he's going to be a dictator for a day.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Would you rather have Donald Trump as a dictator for 4 years or re-elect Joe Biden for 4 years?
I would rather have Donald Trump. I'd like to see the repeal the Roosevelt law so that he can be a president for a lot more than 4 years. But this country needs a dictator. I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
Would you rather have 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president?
Donald Trump all the way.
Even as a dictator?
Yes.
Even coming out of Slovakia?
Yes.
Would you rather have 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president?
You know, we have a dictator currently, so.
Yes, we do.
What would you rather have, 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 more years of Joe Biden as president?
I think I'm choosing Donald Trump as a dictator for 4 more years.
You rather have 4 years of dictator Trump or 4 years of a Biden presidency?
4 years of a dictator Trump.
Yeah, I'm going dictator Trump for sure.
Would you rather have him as a dictator for 4 years or Biden as a president for 4 years?
I'd rather have Donald Trump as a dictator for 4 years, absolutely. Because look at Biden. He's done nothing but bring this country down. So I don't want that president for the next 4 years.
If you could have an option of 4 years of Donald Trump as a dictator or 4 years of Joe Biden as a president, what would you choose?
Donald Trump.
Even as a dictator?
He wouldn't be a dictator.
No, but I'm in this silly hypothesis.
Donald Trump. I'd still say Donald Trump. Absolutely.
The reason why these people have no problem with Donald Trump being an authoritarian leader is because they see him as their guy. And they have this idea that their guy is going to look out for them. Their guy is going to make sure that they get all the benefits and resources they need that they don't believe they're getting right now. They think that Donald Trump will see them as a priority over everybody else in America. But that's not the case, because Donald Trump does not care about the common man or the common woman. So this line of thinking is extremely dangerous, because we know the type of evil that dictators can inflict on their citizens. It's well documented. And I feel like we're on the verge or already into this process of sleepwalking into fascism, because our democratic institutions are already eroding. And then you got Republican and right-wing policies that are only going to make the erosion worse.
The only victims are the conservatives. A great evil is threatening the world. There's always been a great evil force which has threatened human decency from the beginning of time, and it comes in different forms. 100 years ago, we called them Nazis. Today, we call them Democrats. They are the great evil threatening the world. Our country,
So are you equating the Democrats to the Nazis?
Absolutely, totally evil and depraved. And I mean, look at what they're doing. They are deliberately destroying this country for political power, and they're persecuting us. They are persecuting us. I am an enemy of the state because I did not vote for Joe Biden. I'm an enemy of the state.
If Donald Trump does not win, what do you do?
I hope that I'm going to die.
You want to die if Donald Trump doesn't win?
I do. I don't want to live like this anymore. You like our country the way it is now?
I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think, but you've got a pretty good life. You got nice clothes on, you got hat on, sunglasses, you got your health. I mean, the country's done pretty well by you, right?
No, the country hasn't done anything by me. I've done everything for myself. My husband and I took care of ourselves as we grew older. Now, when we got ready to retire, we had planned what we were going to do. Now, what is the country doing for me now? Do I get any interest on anything that I put away and saved?
Well, your money is safe, right?
I wouldn't say that.
You got access to health care?
I have access to health care because my husband served 20 years in the military.
So the military did something for your family. The military is trustworthy, right? I mean, the military health care system's great.
No, I wouldn't say it's great. We were promised free health care for our whole life, but that did not happen.
What is it that is so bad about where America is or where you are right now with America that you would want to die if Donald Trump doesn't win?
I just don't want to live in a country that is as screwed up as this one, that people are so out of control and that they think that everything that they're entitled to everything. You and I can't talk to each other because you have a totally different idea of what's going on than what I have.
So what do you trust?
I trust Donald Trump.
The sad thing about cults of personality is that it completely blocks out any hope of having a rational and reasonable conversation with a follower of said cult. Because here's the thing. People like myself and other liberals, progressives, we actually have things in common with MAGA voters. Like improving health care, cutting the cost of living, and so on and so forth. But because they're so wrapped up in the MAGA cult, it prevents them from seeing that there are actually solutions to these problems. They just aren't coming from anybody other than the left. And if you're so entrenched in this cult, then of course, you are going to be blind to all the realities that exist. You just have to take your head out of your behind and see the light. But it seems as if a lot of people who we saw in those clips are content with drinking the Kool-Aid, right? Doing whatever Donald Trump wants, whatever he says goes. And at the end of the day, they're going to be ones to suffer for it in a lot of ways. They just don't know it because they're drinking a potion.